Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to my English translation Quran series, where in this video I will be reciting the English translation of Surah Al-A'raf Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, make sure to check that out. And let's just get started. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The arrogant, proud leaders of his people said, "O Shu'aib, we shall certainly drive you and your fellow believers out of our town, or you will have to return back to our religion." He replied, "What, even it be against our will? We would indeed forged a lie against Allah if we return to your religion after Allah has rescued us therefrom. It is not possible for us to return to it unless Allah, our Rabb, wants us to. Our Rabb has vast knowledge of everything. We put our trust in Allah." Then they prayed, "Our Rabb, decide between us and our people with justice, for you are the best of judges." The leaders who disbelieved from among his people said, "If you follow Shu'aib, you shall indeed be losers." Thereupon an earthquake overtook them, and they became lifeless bodies in their homes with their faces down. Those who called Shu'aib a liar were as though they never lived therein. Those who called Shu'aib a liar were the actual losers. Shu'aib left them saying, "O my people, I did indeed convey to you the messages of my Rabb, and I did give you good advice. How shall I then be sorry for the people who refused to believe? Whenever we sent a prophet to a town, we afflicted its people with poverty and hardship, so that they might humble themselves to Allah. Then we changed their bad condition into good fortune, till they became very affluent, and said, our forefathers also had their hardship and affluence. So we took them by surprise while they were unaware. Had the residents of the towns believed and feared Allah, we would have showered upon them riches from the heavens and the earth, but they disbelieved, so we seized them for their misdeeds. Do the people of these towns now feel secure against our punishment coming to them by night, while they might be fast asleep? Or do the people of these towns feel secure against our punishment coming to them in the forenoon, while they are playing around? Do these people feel secure against the plan of Allah? In fact, no people feel secure against the plan of Allah except those who are doomed to loss. Is it not a guiding lesson to those who inherit the earth after its former occupants, that if we please, we can punish them for their sins and seal their hearts so they would not hear. Those towns whose stories we related to you can serve as examples. Certainly their Rasuls came to them with clear signs, but they persisted in their unbelief and would not believe what they had denied before. Thus Allah sealed the hearts of the unbelievers. We did not find most of them true to their commitments. Rather, we found that most of them were transgressors. Then, after them, we sent Musa with our revelations to Pharaoh and his chiefs, but they too treated our revelations unjustly. So see what was the end of those mischief makers. Musa said, O Fir'aun, I am a Rasul from the Rabb of the worlds. It is not befitting for me to say anything about Allah except the truth. I have come to you from your Rabb with clear signs. Therefore, send the children of Israel with me. Pharaoh asked, If you have come with a sign, then produce it, if what you say is true. So Musa threw down his staff, and all of a sudden it became a real serpent. Then he drew out his hand from his pocket, and it became shining white to all the beholders. The chiefs of Pharaoh's people said, He indeed is a skilled sorcerer who intends to drive you out from your land. Pharaoh asked, So what do you advise? They said, Put him and his brother off for a while, and send heralds to all the cities to summon every skillful sorcerer to you. The sorcerers came to Pharaoh and said, We must certainly have some suitable reward if we prevail. Yes, he answered, not only reward, but more. You shall certainly become my favorite courtiers. Then they asked Musa, Will you throw, or should we be the first ones to throw? Musa said, You throw. So when they threw, they bewitched the eyes of the people and terrified them by a display of a mighty sorcery. We inspired Musa to throw his staff. No sooner did he throw it than it became a serpent and began to swallow up the creation of their sorcery. Thus the truth prevailed, and all that they did was of no effect. Pharaoh and his people were defeated and put to humiliation, and the sorcerers, since they were professionals and knew that it was not sorcery, fell down in prostration, saying, We believe in the Rabb of the worlds, the Rabb of Musa and Harun. Pharaoh said, How dare you believe in him without my permission? In fact, this was a plot which you all had planned to drive the people out of their city, but soon we'll know its consequences. I will have your hands and your feet cut off on opposite sides, and then crucify you all. They answered, We will surely return to our Rabb. Look at your verdict. You would take revenge as Muslims. The chiefs of Fir'aun's people asked him, "Will you leave Musa and his people free to commit mischief in the land and forsake you and your gods?" He said, "We will put their sons to death and spare their females. We have irresistible power over them." Musa said to his people, "Seek help from Allah and be patient. The land belongs to Allah. He gives it as a heritage to those of his servants whom he pleases. You should know that final success is for the righteous." They said, "We were oppressed before you came to us, and since you have come to us." He replied, "It is quite possible that your Rabb may destroy your enemy and grant you succession in the land. Then he will see how you act." We afflicted Pharaoh's people with several years of famine and shortages of fruit, so that they may come to their senses. But whenever they had good times, they said, "It is our due." And whenever evil befell them, they ascribed that bad luck to Musa and those with him. Behold, in fact their misfortune was in the hands of Allah, yet most of them do not know. They said to Musa, "No matter what sign you may bring us to put your magic spell on us, we are not going to believe in you." So we plagued them with floods, locusts, lice, frogs, and blood, clear-cut signs. Yet they persisted in their arrogance, for they were a criminal people. Every time the plague befell them, they said, "O Musa, pray for us to your Rabb, as he has made the promise with you. If you help remove the plague from us, we shall truly believe in you and send the children of Israel with you." But every time we removed the plague from them to a fixed term they had to reach, lo, they broke their promise. Therefore, we inflicted retribution on them and drowned them in the sea, for they denied our signs and became heedless of them. Thus we made the people who were oppressed the inheritors of the eastern and western regions of the lands, which we had blessed. Thus the fair promise of your Rabb was fulfilled for the children of Israel, because they had endured with patience. And we leveled to the ground the great works and fine buildings which Pharaoh and his people had erected with such pride. We made the children of Israel cross the Red Sea. On their way they came across people who were worshipping their idols. They said, "O Musa, fashion for us a god like the gods of these people." He replied, "You are indeed very ignorant people. What these people are following is doomed to destruction, and their deeds are in vain." He further said, "Should I seek for you a god for worship other than Allah, when it is He who has exalted you above all the worlds? Remember that we rescued you from the of Pharaoh, who subjected you to cruel torment, and sparing your women, and in that condition of slavery there was a great trial from your Rabb. We summoned Musa to the Mount of Tur for 30 nights, and added 10 more to complete the term of 40 nights for communion with his Rabb. Before leaving, Musa said to his brother Harun, "You will be in my place among my people. Set a good example, and do not follow the way of mischief makers." When Musa came to our appointed place, and his Rabb spoke to him, he asked, "O my Rabb, show me yourself, that I may look at you." He answered, "You cannot see me. Look at the mountain. If it remains firm in its place, then you will see me." When his Rabb manifested to the mountain, he crushed it into fine dust, and Musa fell down unconscious. When Musa recovered, he said, "Glory be to you. I turn to you in repentance, and I am the first of the believers." Allah said, "O Musa, I have chosen you from among mankind to deliver my message and to have conversation with me. So take what I give you and be thankful." We inscribed for him upon tablets all kind of instructions and details of everything concerning all branches of life, and said, "Observe these with firmness, and enjoin your people to follow them according to the best of their abilities. Soon I shall show you the homes of the transgressors. I will turn away from my signs those who are unjustly arrogant in the land, so that even if they see each and every sign, they will not believe in it. If they see the right way before them, they will not follow it. But if they see a crooked way, they will follow it. This is because they denied our revelations and were heedless of them. Those who deny our signs and the meeting of the hereafter, their deeds are null. Should they be rewarded but for what they have done? In his absence, the people of Musa made an image of a calf for worship from their jewellery, which produced a mooing sound. Did they not see that it could neither speak to them nor give them guidance? Yet they took it for worship and became wrongdoers. When they felt ashamed about what they had done and realized that they had gone astray, they said, "If our Rabb does not have mercy on us and pardon us, we shall become losers." When Musa came back to his people, he was extremely angry and sorrowful, and he said, "What an evil thing you have done in my absence. Have you tried to hasten the matter of your Rabb?" He put down the holy tablets and seized his brother by the hair of his head and dragged him closer. Harun cried, "O son of my mother, the people overpowered me and almost killed me. Do not make my enemies happy over me, and do not count me among the wrongdoers." At this, Musa said, "O Rabb, forgive me and my brother, and admit us to your mercy, for you are the most merciful of all." Those who worshipped the calf did indeed incur the wrath of their Rabb and disgrace in this life. Thus do we recompense those who invent falsehoods As for those who do evil deeds, then repent and become true believers. Thereafter your Rabb is most surely the forgiving, merciful. When Musa's anger calmed down, he took up the holy tablets, in whose writing there was guidance and mercy for those that fear their Rabb. Musa chose 70 men from his people to accompany him to our place of meeting. On their way, when they were seized by a violent earthquake, he said, "O my Rabb, had it been your will, you could have destroyed them and me long ago. Would you destroy us for the offense committed by some fools among us? That trial was ordained by you, to let go astray whom you willed, and to guide whom you pleased. You are our guardian, therefore forgive us and have mercy on us, for you are the best of all forgivers. O Allah, ordain for us what is good in this life and in the hereafter. Surely we have turned to you." He replied, "I will inflict my punishment upon whom I please, yet my mercy encompasses everything. I will ordain special mercy for those who are righteous, who pay zakah, and who believe in our revelations. Those who follow the Rasul, the unlettered prophet, whom they shall find described in the Torah and the Injil, who enjoins them what is good and forbids what is evil, who makes pure things halal for them and impure things haram, who relieves them from their heavy burdens and from the yokes that were around their necks. Therefore, those who believe in him, honor him, help him, and follow the light which is sent down with him, will be the ones who will be successful. O Muhammad, say, O mankind, I am the Rasul of Allah towards all of you, from the one to whom belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth. There is no deity but him. He brings to life and causes to die. Therefore, believe in Allah and his Rasul, the unlettered prophet who believes in Allah and his word. Follow him so that you may be rightly guided. From among the people of Musa, there were some who guided others with the truth and thereby established justice. We divided them into 12 tribes as nations, and when his thirsty people asked him for water, we revealed to Musa, "Strike the rock with your staff." Thereupon 12 springs gushed out from the rock. Each tribe was specified its drinking place. We caused the clouds to cast shadow over them, and sent down to them manna, sweet dish, and salwa, quail's meat, for their food, saying, "Eat of the pure things we have provided for you." But they rebelled, and by doing so, they did us no harm, but they harmed their own souls. When it was said to them, "Reside in this town, and eat therein, wherever you wish, and say hithertun, forgive us, and enter the gate in a posture of humility, we will forgive you your sins and increase all the more the reward for such righteous people. But the wicked among them changed that word which was said to them. As a result, we sent down a scourge upon them from heaven for their wrongdoings. Ask them about the town which was situated on the seashore. What happened when they transgressed in the matter of Sabbath? On the day of their Sabbath, the fish appeared before them on the surface of the water, but on the days other than their Sabbath, they never came near them. Thus did we test them because they transgressed. Also remind them about the conversation among some of them. When some of them asked, "Why do you admonish people whom Allah will destroy or sternly punish?" they replied, to be able to offer an excuse before Allah that we did discharge our duty, and also in the hope that they may refrain from his disobedience. However, when they disregarded the reminder, we delivered those who forbade evil, and we overtook those who were wrongdoers with stern punishment because of their transgression. But when after that they exceeded the limits of what they were prohibited, we said to them, "Be destined apes." Also remind them when your Rabb declared that he would raise against them others who would afflict them with grievous torment till the day of resurrection. Swift is the retribution of your Rabb, yet he is also the oft forgiving, most merciful. We broke their unity as a nation and dispersed them into different communities all over the earth. Some of them are righteous and others are the opposite. We tested them with both blessings and misfortunes so that they might turn to the right way. Then they were succeeded by an evil generation who inherited the book. They indulged in vanities of this nether life, saying, "We expect to be forgiven," assuming that they are favorites of Allah and somehow he will spare them. Yet if similar vanities come their way, they would again seize them. Was not a covenant taken from them in the book that they would not speak anything about Allah except the truth, and they have studied what is in the book. Best for the righteous is the home of the hereafter. Don't you understand? As for those who strictly observe the book and establish Salah, surely we never let the reward of such reformers go to waste. Remember when we suspended the mountain over them, as though it was an umbrella, and they feared it was going to fall on them, and we said, "Hold firmly to the book that we have given you, and be mindful of what is in it, so that you might fear Allah and obey him." O Prophet, remind mankind about the incident when your Rabb brought into existence the offspring from the loins of Adam and his descendants, and made them testify lie about themselves. Allah asked them, "Am I not your Rabb?" They all replied, "Yes, we bear witness that you are." This we did, lest you mankind should say on the day of resurrection, "We were not aware of this fact that you are our Rabb, and that there will be a day of judgment." Or lest you should say, "Our forefathers started the practice of shirk, and we just followed, being their descendants. Will you then destroy us on account of following the sin committed by those wrongdoers?" Thus do we spell out our revelations, so that they might return to the right way. Tell them the story of that person to whom we sent our revelations, but he turned away from them. As a result, Shaitan persuaded him until he became one of the misguided. Had it been our will, we would have exalted him through those revelations, but he clung to his earthly life and followed his own desires. His similitude is that of a dog. If you chase it, it lolls out his tongue, and if you leave it alone, it still lolls out his tongue. Such are those who deny our revelations. Tell them these parables so that they might think over their behavior to our revelations. Very bad is the example of those people who deny our revelations and wrong their own souls. Only he whom Allah guides is rightly guided, and whom he lets go astray will be the loser. Certainly, we have destined many jinns and human beings for hell. Those are the ones who have hearts with which they do not understand. They have eyes with which they do not see. They have ears with which they do not hear. They are like animals, or even worse, they are those who are heedless. Allah has the most beautiful names. Call on Him by them, and shun those people who use profanity in His names. Such people shall be requited for their misdeeds. Among those whom have we created, there are some people who guide others with the truth and establish justice therewith. Those who deny our revelations, we shall draw them step by step closer to destruction in ways that they do not realize, and even though I shall grant them respite, my plan is surely strong. Has it never occurred to them that their companion is not a madman? He is merely a plain warner. Have they not pondered over the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and whatever Allah has created, and that maybe their hour of death has come closer? In what message after this would they then believe? None can guide those whom Allah lets go astray and leaves them blundering about in their rebellious transgression. They ask you about the hour of doom and when it will take place. Say, knowledge about it rests only with my Rabb. No one can disclose its proper time except Him. Heavy is its weight in the heavens and the earth. It will not only come gradually, but all of a sudden. They ask you as if you yourself and from him he created his mate, so that he might find comfort with her. When he covers her, she conceives a light burden and walks around with it. When it grows heavy, they both pray to Allah, their Rabb, saying, "If you will grant us a goodly child, we will be truly thankful." But when he gives them a goodly child, they both begin to associate partners with him in what he has given them. But Allah is exalted far above the shirk they commit of associating other deities with him as his partners. Do they associate with him those deities who can create nothing but are themselves created? They have neither the ability to help them, nor can they help themselves. If you invite them to guidance, they will not follow you. It will be all the same for you whether you call them or hold your peace. In fact, those whom you call besides Allah are bondmen, like yourselves. We call them and let them answer you. If what you say is true, have they feet to walk with? Have they hands to hold with? Have they eyes to see with? Have they ears to hear with? O Muhammad, say, call on your shuraka, partners you have set up besides Allah, and collectively plot against me, and give me no respite. My protector is Allah, who has revealed this book, and he is the protecting friend of the righteous. But those whom you call besides him have neither the ability to help you, nor can they help themselves. If you call them to guidance, they cannot even hear what you say, and it appears as if they are looking at you, but they do not see. Show forgiveness, enjoin good, and avoid the ignorant. If Shaitan tempts you, seek refuge with Allah, for he is the one who is all-hearing, all-knowing. Those who fear Allah, when they are tempted by Shaitan, they have but to remember Allah, and they shall see the light. As for their evil brothers, they drag them deeper into error and never relax their efforts. When you, O Muhammad, do not bring them a revelation, they say, have you not yet invented one? Tell them, I follow only what is revealed to me from my Rabb. This book contains veritable insight from your Rabb, a guidance and a blessing for the true believers. When the Quran is recited, listen to it with full attention, so that you may be shown mercy. Bring your Rabb to remembrance deep in your soul, with humility and in reverence, without raising your voice, both in the mornings and in the evenings, and be not of those who are heedless. Surely those who are near your Rabb, the angels, are never too proud to worship him. They declare his glory and prostrate themselves before him. That was part 2 of Surah Al-A'raf, and inshallah in the next video